My success was based on how much I could push everybody up. And eventually their success was the same way. And in the process, they pushed me up and I pushed them up. And we kept doing that. And we still do that. The best way to pursue happiness is to help other people, because there's nothing else that'll make you happy. You can be as rich and famous and powerful as you want to be, and it will not bring you happiness. And that's said over and over and over again, but people don't understand that it's actually true. No matter how easy it looks on the outside, it is a very, very difficult struggle. Most people, you don't see the struggle part of a person's life. You only see the success they have. But I haven't met anybody here at the Academy or anywhere else that hasn't been able to describe years and years and years of very, very difficult struggle through the whole process of achieving anything whatsoever. So, and there's no way to sort of get around that. And the secret is just not to give up hope. And it's very hard not to, because if you're really doing something worthwhile, I think you will be pushed to the brink of hopelessness before you come through the other side. And you somehow have to hang in through that. I've had much more down in my life than I've had up, and much more struggle. Well, first of all, when I went into film school, everybody said, what are you doing? Because nobody has ever made it from a film school into the actual film industry. Just, maybe you go to work for Lockheed or some industrial company to do industrial films, but nobody actually made it into the entertainment business. I had no interest in going into the entertainment business, so I didn't really care. I was more interested in just doing films, going back to San Francisco, doing, experimental films and that sort of thing, and maybe making documentaries and that sort of thing. So I didn't care. Then I finished school. I went to San Francisco, and everybody said, why are you going to San Francisco? I said, that's where I live. And they said, you can't possibly work in the film business living in San Francisco. And I said, well, I want to live where I want to live, and I will make films because I love to make films. I talk to film students now, especially I say the easiest job you'll ever get is to try to make your first film, because that's the easy one to get, is the first film, because nobody knows whether you can make a film or not. You've made a bunch of little projects, you've shown off you have talent, and you talk real fast, and you convince somebody that you should be doing a feature, and they let you do a feature. After you've done that feature, then you really have a heck of a difficult time getting your second film off the ground. Because then they look at your first film and they go, oh, well, we don't. My first 6 years in the business was, hopeless. And there's a lot of times when you sit and you say, why am I doing this? I'll never make it. It's not going to happen. It's just, I should really go out and get a real job and try to survive, because I borrowed money from my parents. I borrowed money from my friends. I was sort of, it didn't look like I was ever going to actually be able to pay anybody back, which is a part of living. Just to get from my first film to my second film, of banging on doors, trying to get people to give me a chance, writing, struggling with no money in the bank, working as an editor on the side, working as a cameraman on the side, getting little jobs, eking out a living, trying to stay alive. As when we were in film school and we were starting in the film business, the door was absolutely locked, and there was a very, very high wall, and nobody got in. Therefore, all of us beggars and scroungers down at the front gate decided that if we didn't sort of band together, we wouldn't survive. And that if one could make it, that one would help all the others make it, and we would continue to help each other. So we banded together. I mean, that's how cavemen figured it out. Any society starts that way. Any society begins by realizing that together, by helping each other, you can survive better than if you fight each other and compete with each other. If I got a job, I would help somebody else get a job. If somebody got more successful than me, it was partly my success. My success wasn't based on how I could push down everybody that was around me. My success was based on how much I could push everybody up. And eventually their success was the same way. And in the process, they pushed me up. And I pushed them up, and we kept doing that. And we still do that. And even though we all have, in essence, competing companies, we see it as if everybody succeeds, or my friend succeeds, then everybody succeeds. So and that's the key to it, is to have everybody succeed, not to gloat over somebody else's failure. The best way to pursue happiness is to help other people, because there's nothing else that'll make you happy. You can be as rich and famous and powerful as you want to be, and it will not bring you happiness. And that's said over and over and over again, but people don't understand that it's actually true. And you can find people rich, powerful, and famous, and they aren't happy. And you can find people who have discovered the fact that it's really helping people. It's really being compassionate toward other human beings that makes you happy. That gives you a spiritual fulfillment, and a kind of fulfillment that goes way beyond anything that you can buy. I say this is a 5,000-year-old idea, and every prophet, every intelligent, rational, successful person has said it. And it's a very, very simple idea,